Yeah, hello everyone, Nervin Reacts here, and welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be reacting to another CGP Grey video, cause yeah, he's back. And his latest video is called Does Your Flag Fail? He grades the state flags. Now, I'm aware that each US state has like their own flags, some have their own laws, their own police force, etc., etc. You know, back when the U.S. was still in its early years. So yeah. Uh, so yeah. I know the names of at least like some of at least some of the U.S. states, but not all of them. I think I only remember half of the U.S. states names, and although I do know their names, I don't remember their exact locations, except for like Alaska, which is up in the north, just west of Canada, Hawaii, which is just off of the west coast in the Atlantic, and of course California, which is on the west coast, Texas in the south, etc., etc. So yeah, I do remember some of the state's locations, but not all, because like I said, I'm in the Philippines. US geography doesn't really concern us, so yeah, this is gonna be interesting. Okay, like, and 3, 2, 1, and go.
Hello class, your homework assignment, as the US states that you are, was to make your state flag. A flag to stir pride in your citizens. A flag to stand proud on the American stage. A tough task, though not too tough with the guidelines I gave you upon which you will be graded. 1. Keep it simple, something a child could draw, even if they need to simplify it again. Good enough. 2. Make it distinct at a distance. A flag is not a poster, it's not wallpaper, it's not a patch, it's not money or anything else looked at up close. No tiny details, it's a flag. It'll be flying from afar among other flags, and when the wind stops, you still need to be able to spot yours. 3. Colors or fewer, unless you really know what you're doing, but if you think you do, you probably don't. 4. Symbols, have them. Your colors and what you design with them should mean something. It should say something about your citizens. 5. Words on a flag. The ideal number is 0. It's a flag, not a note that you're passing in class. Thank you, I'll take that. If you violated this rule, I hope you hid those words in a design because you will be marked down.
Oh wow, I didn't realize the Brazilian flag had words in it. Words in it. But then again, they've seemed to cleverly hid it within the design. So yeah. It works.
And there is one thing you were absolutely forbidden from writing, because a flag is not a name tag. If you wrote your name on your flag fails as a flag. No exceptions. All right, let's just get a quick look and see how everybody did. Hold up your flags, please. All right.
Okay, so now before we continue, I want to talk about my country's flag first. Now, I'm not really democratic, but my country's flag, the Philippine flag, it is pretty good at trying to symbolize, at representing the Philippines. Now, our flag has 4 colors: red, white, blue, and yellow. On the left, we have a white triangle. Then on the right, on top, is a blue stripe, and at the bottom half, a red stripe, and inside the white triangle is 3 stars on each corner. Each star represents the three largest island groups of my country: Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. And of course, in the middle of the triangle, we have a sun with 8 rays. Each of those represents one province of the country. And so yeah. And another interesting bit about my country's flag is that during a state of war, the flag is put upside down. Like, for example, if we were to suddenly like go to war with Vietnam, rather than the blue stripe being on top, we just flip it over and the red will be on top rather than the blue. So yeah. if I were to rate it from S tier to F tier, I'd maybe like put it in A tier. So yeah, like I said, I'm not really patriotic. I think I said democratic earlier, so shame on me. But yeah, though I'm not really a patriot, I do say my country's flag is pretty good. Anyway, let's continue.
Right. Because you're also internet to keep your attention, you're getting put on a tier list from S to F. S for super, F for you guessed it, you failed. And I can see that so many of you did already. The F tier is going to be absolutely bursting. So we're going to break it down into a tier list inside a tier list, S to F for the F tier.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing. So that Gray can actually rate how badly you failed.
Here. All right, let's just get the worst out of the way. Kansas, Montana, Wisconsin, Oregon, that's you. I'm sorry, get up here. You guys and so many of your classmates went with this basic template, seal on blue, that all you bluebells, by copying each other, have each made each other so much worse in the distinct at a distance department. And you four, you started with seals in the center, which is already subpar, but signing that seal so much sorrier. And Montana, this kerning, my eyes can only take.
Yeah, they're all pretty awful flags, I'm not gonna lie.
So much. Wisconsin, unironically, a cheese-based flag would have been better. Do that. And, oh, an objection from Oregon. You have a different design on the back, and this is so much better.
Yeah, I agree with Gray. That the back of the flag of the beaver is so much better than the seal. Oregon officials should just, get rid of the front design and go all in on the beaver.
I'm gonna give it a pass. You should just ditch the front of your flag and be all in on the beaver. Hey, I wouldn't be laughing, California. It's your turn up here now, and I know you think your flag is awesome, but you seem to have scrawled California across it. And don't think bragging about the Republic is going to help.
Oh yeah, I forgot. California. It was that time when California tried to become an independent republic like Texas. However, it didn't last long. I don't remember how long it lasted. I think it was less than a month, though.
Your grade. I know all about that phase as an independent country that lasted, what was it again? Oh right, barely 3 weeks.
Okay, so I am right. Less than a month.
Rather a shorter time than some other nation states I could mention. And about your bear, look at him. Really look, California. That's a scared bear. Why did you draw him that way? This is A tier, but F tier. Hey, are you crying? There's no crying in flag.
I have to say, even with the scared bear in the California Republic, if you were to remove the text and maybe redesign the bear to look a bit more threatening, then that would probably be an A tier or a B tier flag.
Flag design. There's just doing better, which you easily can. Next, Dakota Sisters.
Yeah, sorry, California. I do like California, and if I ever go to the US again, I might visit there, but they need to change their flag, because their flag represents something that doesn't exist anymore.
You're up, and you've both written your name, so instant fail, but North, your seal is at least better drawn.
Yeah, I agree that this seal is way better than all the other flags I've seen so far.
So D tier, F tier, and South, you've picked a brighter blue, which is a bit distinct, so I'll put you on tier with your sister. But wait, did you write your name on the flag twice? F tier twice then. But suggestion, Dakotas, you both obviously like this spiky design element, so maybe you could do a cool North-South sister states thing with that. Bring some of that Greenland, Antarctica energy to the states. Now, all of you listen up. Today is not the final day of your judgment. Better is always an option. Take Miss Mississippi. She started with this flag, but recently felt it didn't fit her, and so transitioned to this one. Yes, she added words, which I will mark.
Okay, let's look at this. This isn't actually this is a good flag. I like it. It's not that bad. Although there is text in the flag, it's hidden. They hid it just as well. they tried to hide it as well as Brazil. So even with writing, this still works as a good flag. I'd probably rate it like a B, maybe a B or a C.
Her down for, but they're hidden as hidden words can be. Then she put her favorite flower in the center, which is a bit too complicated for my liking, but you know what? This flag symbolically says Miss Magnolia, Mississippi. Exactly what a flag needs to do. Solid C. And let her serve as a model of achievable improvement for everyone who fails today, especially California. Thank you, Miss Mississippi. You can sit down now. Next up, Nebraska. At least you didn't write your name real big on the bottom. FD. Vermont. Not terrible for F tier, obviously. Best looking seal so far, I guess. C tier. Maine. You wrote your name real big, but in a classy way. I can't believe you girls are even making me have to compare seal designs so closely. F tier, C tier. Ugh, I'm getting blue blinded. Can someone help me out here? New Mexico. What vexillological virtuosity is this? A design in the center, so simple and sacred of the Zia people, done with bold colors that match the New Mexican landscape itself.
That's a pretty cool flag, I'm not gonna lie, and like Gray said, it's supposed to be like symbolic towards the native Zia people of the area, and the landscape, the colors of the landscape are also in this symbol. But for me, it's a bit simple, but it works. So either S or A tier, maybe A tier for me.
It's enchanting. Need I even say the words, New Mexico? S tier. Thank you for giving me hope. Okay, back to the bluebells. New Hampshire. Seal on blue, but you did kind of go all in on the seal, and the ship is pretty good. I didn't think I needed a rule to say that a flag is not a painting of other flags, but here you are with 3. FB. Connecticut. Fan of the grapes, huh, kid? Nah, I'm good, thanks. Purple.
In Connecticut's offense, I do love grapes as well. So maybe FC for them.
Purple is objectively the worst color, but you know what?
I disagree with you, Gray. Purple is a pretty good color. It's one of my 3 favorite colors.
You could do something with that, and it would stand out. In the meantime, FD. Enjoy your grapes. Michigan. Circumspice? I will, and all I see is more boring blue. FD. Can anyone do blue but good? Ah, Alaska. Look at this, ladies. The northernest state showing off the northernest star in an open blue sky.
That's a pretty good flag of the North Star along with the Big Dipper. I forgot what the Big Dipper's supposed to represent though. Yeah. Simple but good. Maybe A tier.
Guy. And she didn't feel the need to write Alaska across it, which must have been pretty tempting. California? And even better, the companion constellation of the Big Dipper is but the tail of Ursa Major, a great bear in the sky, the animal most associated with this state and important to the Alaska natives. How clever, Alaska! I simply must give you the Best Bear Award. This flag is pretty top tier, but the low contrast design with the sparse stars does make it difficult to differentiate at a distance, especially in, say, dark winters. And it breaks my brain that your official vertical orientation is for the North Star to be at the bottom. North Star, top star. Look, this is an amazing patch which...
I understand your point, Gray. However, that's just how it's supposed to be. You don't really see the Big Dipper with the tail on the right. It's mostly the left.
I think comes pre-installed on every backpack in Alaska, so your citizens obviously love it. It's a good flag, it's the best bear, best in B tier. Oh, sorry, Miss Missouri, I didn't see you've also got a bear. 2 bears? No, wait, there's a bear on the seal the bears are holding? You definitely win most bears, darling, and most stars with, wow, 61. 13 for the original 13 states on the American seal, which you put inside your seal for sealception, then 24 stars for your entry as the 24th state, twice. It's very busy, and you put all those bears and stars and words atop a tricolor, the most basic of all flag designs, but...
True, though it's basic, it works. There are lots of countries with tricolor flags. that work and go well with them. Take Germany, for example. It's a tricolor flag, but it's a pretty cool flag for a simple design.
Blessed be, you didn't write your name, so I'm passing you. D tier. Anyone else who didn't write their name? Ah, Rhode Island. You wrote Hope, but I'll take it at this point. This is...
Okay, let's see. This is a pretty good flag, and since they're an island, it makes sense that the center would be an anchor, you know, for like a maritime something, whatever, I don't know. I'd probably give it maybe a C or a C or a B.
Also quite the square, but I guess you're going all in on the sailing motif with the anchors and the colors, and it works. C tier.
Eden has a creamy taste and milk vitamins. Di tinitipid ang pagmamahal.
On to the Commonwealth Club. No more hiding in the back. It's your turn. Commonwealth of Massachusetts. At least it's not blue, and it's sort of simple. In comparison, of course, FC. Kentucky, I know you like being in the Commonwealth Club, but you can't write it on your flag. Well, you can, but you're getting F tier, D tier for that. Pennsylvania. If you're going to do seal on blue, this is pretty good. And you didn't write Commonwealth of Pennsylvania anywhere. F tier, B tier. And come on up, Captain of the Club, Commonwealth of Virginia. Let's see what you've done. Oh God, are you trying to get me demonetized? Your flag has nudity, murder, and an explicit call to violence. But you know what, Virginia? That's kind of badass.
Yeah, I agree. That's pretty badass.
Oh, hi, Ohio. Another oddly shaped flag. You know this is more of a cape than a flag, right? Right, you do.
I like the Ohio flag. I like the Ohio flag. It has a unique shape, like a really unique shape. I like it. A tier.
Well, it's very much America. I'm gonna give it a B. Next up, Delaware. Delaware. Fully writing out the date on the bottom is just such a bottom tier move. I know you're the forgotten state and you want to emphasize that you're really the first, but there's gotta be a better way. FF. Wyoming. Let me tell you something, Wyoming. Let me tell you what I foresee as the final chapter of my life.
I like how she's got a pet buffalo with her.
When age or end times come, when my work is finished and forgotten, I will travel to your great state to find a plot of land, one with a cozy cabin, a porch out front, where, pet buffalo by my side, shotgun across my lap, I will watch the sun set for however many days are left. For me, for us all. And in the sky above this scene, I will fly this flag of Forever West with pride. But I will have to get it custom printed to remove this terrible, needless...
I agree. The seal. If I were to live in Wyoming, I would probably ask my parents to like have a custom-made Wyoming flag, because without the seal, it's a pretty good flag. Probably A or S tier, but with this ugly seal on it, I don't like it. It's the seal just makes it awful.
The seal you've stamped in the center, a seal upon which you have written your name. It's so close to epic, but for now I must, by my own unbreakable rule, give it an F. But S tier F, obviously. Now, who's going to be next? All the I's. Europe, starting with Idaho. You wrote your name twice. I can't even right now. FF. Iowa, you've got your name too, and a whole sentence of instruction. Have you won the most words award? Oh, no, not even close. Idaho beat you for 12 to tie with Nebraska to be beaten by Wyoming for 13, and first place goes to South Dakota, 17 words. But that doesn't make this any less bad, Iowa. And you also wrote your name. F tier, obviously, but at least it's much America, so F tier, A tier. Indiana. Oh, what a relief, Indiana. Pretty good. Colors are similar to Alaska.
I like it. Maybe I would have gone with like a different color for the stars on the torch. But most of all, it's a pretty good flag. C tier.
But with more stars, it's more identifiable at a distance, and you've done your own thing with the Torch of Liberty. It's pretty good. I'm going to give it an, what are you doing? F tier, A tier. Sit down. Last of the I's, Illinois.
Yeah, I have to agree. Without the name, it would pass on as C tier. But since they wrote the name, it's not even hidden that well. So yeah, I'd give it an F as well.
Hey, you've also gone with an eagle, but it is not very good.
Yeah, I agree. It looks like a child drew that. A talented child, better than what I could ever draw, but it's awful. It's ugly.
I'm sorry. And your backwards sovereignty on the scroll points for realism, I guess. But a flag is not a painting. And you added the date of this design? Why? Oh, this is literally just the seal of Illinois on a white background written above the word Illinois. It's terrible. F tier, F tier. Colorado! I feel like you're really trying to push my boundaries here, Colorado. The design is simple while still standing out, and I'd give it a B, but...
Colorado's flag looks like it could pass on for like the symbol of a gas station company, like Shell, you know. But for me, I'd maybe a D. I don't really like it. It's simple, but I don't really, and it could work, but I don't really like it. D tier.
This giant C, it's a little on the nose, don't you think, Colorado? And you know what else it is? It's writing. Writing on a flag. C for C tier. And don't point to Ohio, she did it better. Most people didn't even notice the O. Next, Minnesota. Terrible. Oof, this is just terrible. Your name isn't as big and bad as the other bluebells, but the busyness is bottom tier bad. Wisconsin, I was too harsh on you before. This is the worst flag in the union. Come on, Minnesota, you're America's blonde scion of Scandinavia. A classic flag designs itself. But this, I need a visual palette cleanser now. Ah, Alabama! Can't go wrong with a simple shape, identifiable at a distance, vertical perfection, and a lesson to everyone. So much.
Yeah, I like it. A tier. Though it's simple, just look at Scotland's flag. It's basically the same design, just a white background and a blue background and a white X. So yeah, simple, but it works.
Much more can be done with so much less. This flag would fit in on the international stage. A for Alabama. State of West Virginia, home of hardy Appalachia, you deserve better than this. FD. Arkansas. You know what, Arkansas? Even with writing your name real big across the...
Yeah, even though they wrote their name, I felt like they were able to make it somewhat work. But I feel like they could have replaced it with like more blue stars. And then maybe it would work.
Center, I think you've made it kind of work. I can't pass you, obviously, but it's very America, and diamonds are your thing. I'm gonna give it F tier, A tier. And speaking of words that work, get up here, Nevada. Now, obviously, this flag is bad and boring, which is a crime because you get the award for the 2 best words ever written on a flag. Battle born. Battle born. It's awesome! And unlike some other states trying to big up their history that we won't mention, you really did become a state for the Union in the middle of America's bloodiest war. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but if 2 words ever deserve to be put in impact font on a flag, battle born are those words. Do it, Nevada. Do it, do it.
I agree. This is a pretty cool flag. They should do it.
Do it, do it. Maryland, oh my, it's hideous.
I like Maryland's outfit with the top hat, card, tie, and everything.
So hideous, it falls right off the bottom to land back on the top. S tier, Maryland, I don't care what anyone.
Maryland's flag and outfit, for some reason, gives me Irish vibes. And this could pass on for a flag for a European flag. Gives me European and or Irish vibes. I like it. S tier.
Anyone says, wear it with pride. Louisiana. That pelican is vulning herself, which is a heraldic term meaning to injure herself, making you the only flag to show actual blood. I must remind you that a flag is not heraldry, but at least it's unique. FB. Tennessee. I think people underrate your flag, Tennessee, partly because of this blue bar on the side, which seems a bit random when looked at on a screen, but was added to keep it distinct when flying with or without wind, which totally works.
Oh, now I understand. Now I appreciate the blue stripe more. I think I'd give it a A or a B.
And your 3 stars are for the 3 grand divisions of your rather rectangular state unified. This flag, on screen it's a B, but in the air it's an A. Washington. Washington. A flag is not money,
It's awful. Everything is awful.
Washington, and this is real extra awkward because DC, who isn't even in this class, absolutely wrecked you with this A-tier flag that represents Washington so much better by adapting his family coat of arms, not drawing his facey face. But at least it's money green, so it stands out from the blues. FC. Hawaii. I have complicated feelings about this flag, Hawaii.
I like the Hawaiian flag. I give it a A. A tier.
It's ugly, but in a bit of the magnificent Maryland way. The 8 stripes for the 8 islands don't align at all with the Union Jack, which is also historically confused, as you were never part of the British Empire. You instead just took their flag to use for your kingdom as your own, which is a pretty bold move. Well, you didn't write Kingdom of Hawaii across it, and you love your rainbows. And if an American flag was a rainbow, this would be that flag. I'm gonna give it a B. Oklahoma. You're another real heartbreaker here, kid. We're just gonna
Awful. Just awful.
ignore this for now and look at this, which is not a seal but a buffalo skin shield of the Osage Nation. Much cooler, and with a pipe of the Plains American Indians crossed with the olive branch for Europeans who were becoming Americans. You've done by far the best job of symbolically trying to—
I know it's supposed to be historically symbolic, but I just don't like it.
address something very American that other flags struggled with. Minnesota. I'm giving it an FC because there's something here that could be even epicer. Carolina Sisters, South First. It's a bit disjointed, and I know you love the palmetto, but everyone thinks this is a palm tree. And it's weird because you have the angel oak, one of the most famous and beautiful trees in the world, which could make a much better design, and then there would be zero—
Yeah, just a way better design. And if you remove the crescent moon, it would be even better because it already looks like the moon is behind the tree. So yeah, if they went with this and removed the crescent moon, this could go off as an S tier or an A tier flag.
Zero chance of people confusing you for California. But unlike California, you didn't write your name, so you pass. But this complicated plant in the center, it's just not as good as Miss Mississippi's. D tier. North next. Now, I'm totally biased toward my adoptive state, and when I see this flag flying around Raleigh, it provokes in me pride of Old North, even if it does look a bit too much like someone else's flag. But if I'm trying to be consistent, I can't give a flag with not just letters, but entire words more than C tier. I don't think either of you need a redesign desperately. So many others are ahead of you on that line, but perhaps you sisters could, like the Dakotas, consider a Carolinian combo for the future. Could be cool. Next, New Jersey. That color is a real choice.
Yeah, I like the flags. Great suggested. They should go with that.
But you know what?
And this is awful. I hate it.
But at least it stands out and your seal isn't awful. F tier, B tier. Arizona. A tier, awesome Arizona. You've got a red and yellow.
I like it. I like it. This could pass off as maybe a South American country's flag. I like it, especially the copper star. Although it doesn't align well with the yellow stripes of the sunset, it's unique. I like it. A tier.
Sunset that looks like your state and is also a nod to the Spanish settlers. I know some don't like the Copper Star, but they are wrong, because you're the Copper Queen. And it also makes me think of sheriffs of the Wild West. Did I already say A tier Arizona? A tier Arizona. Now for New York. New York. New York. I'm a native son of your great state, so it hurts me when I say, of all the flags, yours is my biggest disappointment. Sure, your seal is better than most. F tier, C tier, whatever. But you are the Empire State, daughter of actual empire. If you aspire to that awesome moniker, how do you think your flag compares to, say, this? Let's just visit London real quick, and here you'll see Union Jacks for sale everywhere. Union Jacks used everywhere, because UK did S tier work. Back in London's sister city of New York, can you even find a state flag? And are you really going to let New Jersey have a more identifiable flag than you? New Jersey? Excelsior to S tier, New York. Now get out of here. Georgia. I feel like it almost kind of works with the seal in the corner, but ultimately doesn't. And it's a little bit too much like North Carolina, which is a little bit too much like somebody else. You didn't write your name, but you did write a lot of words.
I put it in like a D tier.
D tier. All right, enough foreshadowing. Get up here, Texas. You already know this is an A tier flag. I don't need to tell.
Yeah, I really like the Texan flag. Oh, Texan flag. I agree with Gray. It's an A tier flag. A tier flag. If Texas was still a republic, like back then, this would go on the international stage.
Tell you that, but you've also done just so much work with state pride. You and your citizens love and use this flag like you're still the Republic of Texas, and you're getting the bonus points you deserve for it. Florida, did you?
I like how she has a pet crocodile, and they made I forgot which state this was.
Did you just copy Alabama's flag but make it worse?
Yeah, it's awful. I know the Florida and Alabama are trying to represent their Spanish imperial origin by adopting the flag of Spain's old empire. But the seal just makes it awful.
And you wrote your name on it? F tier, but A tier only because you're copying a good design. Please try again on your own this time. And last up, it's you, Utah. Oh, I see you have a last-minute redesign in hand. Which is it gonna be? You have chosen wisely. This is a great and meaningful flag, the symbol for the industry of your people, atop their state star in the nation, built on your red rocks before the white peaks and under the blue sky. It's A tier.
That's an awesome flag. I love it. I agree. It's either, but I think it's yeah, I think I'd put it in A tier.
But class, the most important part of any assignment is not just knowing the rules written out, but what is inside the heart of he who is giving the grade. This flag, with bees and bestigons, for me, it can't be but S tier.
Never mind, it's S tier.
Class dismissed.
Now, this was a really interesting video. Like I said, US geography doesn't really concern me because I'm not American. I've only been to the US once for at least 2 weeks. 2 weeks. So, yeah. But either way, this was a really interesting video. And out of all those flags, I really love Maryland's flag. It just... If Maryland was a country, that would definitely be their flag. So yeah, that's all I have to really say for now. So if you like this video, please hit that like and subscribe. Check out my Facebook page, link is in the description. So will the link to the original video by CGP Grey. Go check him out, he makes great content. Bye!